Hey there, everybody. I hope you are doing well. You can tell by the angle of the camera. You're not looking at me, you're right on the table. So that means I'm doing a pick a card reading for you all. Today is the new moon in Scorpio. Powerful new moon. Anytime we get some scorpionic energy on the table, we know that it's about that depth of discovery. I thought about pulling out in the major arcana. Death is ruled by Scorpio, the death card. And it is a wonderful example of, instead of being spooky, which, a lot of people react to that a certain way. I get it. But remember, just as we see here, excuse that ring light, just as we see here, that figure, that sort of skeletal figure representing death, but riding a white horse, which also represents beginnings. Remember that so much of the energy around Scorpio as it relates to endings and transitions and that powerful transformational energy of Mars and Pluto. Because remember that Scorpio is ruled by both Mars and Pluto. So this is aggressively transformative energy. Scorpio energy doesn't do things halfway ever. It always gets to the bottom of things. Deep as the ocean, that fixed water sign energy. All right. So just wanted you to think about that. Also, there were two cards as I was going through my decks. And if you're new to my system here, I do this. I have not seen any of these cards in front of me. It takes me about 30 minutes, 30 solid minutes to prepare these readings because I read from multiple decks. That's just how spirit works with me for the message for you. Two cards popped out like across the room almost. And so I felt led to pull them as sort of catalysts for this reading. One says live your bliss, and the other one says grateful optimism, a joyous view of the future. This, I feel like it goes right hand in hand with what we were just talking about with the death card, right? That rebirth is more the focus of that scorpionic energy. It is what you are moving towards. And there's a direction here, a message from spirit saying to think about different decks. Again, you know how I work. Different decks, but a similar cohesive message. I'm going to try and do that so that ring light doesn't. I wanted you to have a good lighting situation on this. That ring light is going to be a pain in the butt. Let me you know what? I'm going to take it off. Yeah, you can still see good. I feel like you can. All right, we're going to try it that way so you can, be able to see the cards without that ring coming at you. I'm going to put on another light in the background. Yeah, that helps. I'll put that one on in the background. Yeah, perfect. So that way you don't get that disturbance. All right, so think about that. And I'm going to just kind of put those over here to the side, because those were definitely meant to be a part of today's reading. Again, when I was flipping, they just came out and like, shoo. I was like, okay, paying attention. So here we go. You're going to pick from one of these piles for your message. And what I'm asking you to tune into, the question that Spirit gave me is: a chapter ends and a deeper love begins. That's what I got for this new moon in Scorpio. A chapter ends, that death, but with that, a deeper love begins, whether that's self-love, love of your business, your family, romantic, just being loving life, being happy to be alive, healthy, whatever your situation is. But that's what I kept hearing from Spirit. A chapter ends and a deeper love begins. All right. You're going to pick one of these three piles, see what you're most drawn to. Pile number one will be, if you are drawn to this coin, it's a yes or no coin. It's a sort of literally flip a coin. No on one side and yes on the other. Pretty heavy bronze coin. All right, so that'll be pile number one. Pile number two, if you are drawn to, it's a little like a brass box. It's got an Egyptian figure on the front. All right, I keep some of my little magic powder in there. It's just a cleanser. All right, but that's pile number two. And pile number three, if you are drawn to the Hanuman, getting rid of obstacles. I'm sorry, not Hanuman, Ganesh, getting rid of obstacles, the elephant Hindu deity. I thought that was appropriate, especially because this is Diwali in the Hindu system, the festival of lights. All right, and also got to mention Day of the Dead within many Central American traditions as well. This is a really powerful time of year when many believe that the veil is very thin, and so we got to pay attention to when spirit is speaking because it's gonna get louder. All right, you all. So just hone in on that. Pile 1, 2, or 3. You may be drawn to more than one, but we're gonna go ahead and push these to the side. And we're going to get ready to go in on pile number 1. Those of you who were drawn to the yes or no coin. All right. Let's see. A chapter ends and a deeper love begins for you. Let's see what we have. We have the Emperor. All right. I love that. We were talking about Mars energy. The Emperor is ruled by Aries/Mars. So right away there's a freshness for those of you who were drawn to this. I feel like this is saying you are already approaching this, ready to live your bliss. Remember, we got that message, living your bliss and having some grateful optimism. It's like you're already in that mode with the Hermit, no less, 2 major arcana. So what are you taking charge of what you are learning? Taking charge of your vision for the future and being really dedicated to it. That's because the Hermit is ruled by Virgo, and it is an energy that is steadfast. It is about day after day what you do to reach your goals. The goals being that that visionary aspect of the Emperor. All right. You have the High Priestess. I am loving this. Like you all, pile number 1, you are coming with the energy and justice. Oh my gosh, 4 major arcana. All right, let me, like, for real, you all, if you chose this deck, this new moon in Scorpio is truly a pivotal time for you. I'm saying that and stressing that because in my practice, when you pull major arcana energy, especially when you're pulling it back to back this way from different decks, so you know Spirit is speaking, it's like truly pay attention, like heads up, lean into this message because there's something here for you. There's a rebalancing that's going on within yourself, within your trusting what you know. That's that Emperor energy, trusting what you know, and also being ready to do some sort of, this chapter that ends has to do with any doubt, any limiting beliefs and doubts that you've had about your own power to be able to accomplish your goals. Because the Emperor, if nothing else, is very, very goal driven. And the High Priestess says, I know how to get what I want. I know what needs to be done, but it's just a matter of trusting it, like really tapping into it. Because ultimately, you want to make sure that what you do is your key. Thank you, Spirit. Spirit is saying your key to success with this persistence is to make sure that it's a win-win. That what you do takes into account. They're almost saying, look at the outcome as you prepare to launch, as you prepare to go into this deeper love. And this is also loving what you do, loving your life, loving the way that you can show up as only you can. And that's a journey. That's a journey that some of you, as you know, if you're familiar with tarot, the Hermit can reflect or sort of, I got to go it alone for a minute. I got to follow my own true north. That's what the High Priestess helps you do as well. Follow your own path, even if it feels like sometimes it causes you to have to go in another direction. But ultimately, your relationships are what are driving you to learn more and take charge and speak up for yourself more in your relationships. There's a willing release here with those little whoosh bulbs. I forget what they're called. But remember, as kids, I can remember always, when you saw one of them, you pick it up and make a wish and blow. There is a release that and so talking about this, a chapter ends and a deeper love begins. There's a release for some of you in this pile number 1 if you chose this. The release is in any doubt that you have in your ability to find the solutions, in your medicine, in your power, your medicine. For some of you, especially if you're dealing with health issues, I got here, as I said that, I looked down and saw learn from your mistakes. That's a message for you. The willing release. Some of you are maybe holding on to some, I don't know if I want to call it guilt, but it feels that way a little bit. But a little bit of maybe regret is a better word. A regret for choices that you've made in the past. You may have given your power away to others that you considered in authority in the past. This could especially pertain to something in the work environment where someone who had, a supervisor or manager, someone who had quote unquote authority over you, and so you did not speak up, you didn't advocate for yourself the way that you should. But that's the lesson. This deeper love begins is your ability to finally see your own viable choices, your own decisions, your own power. All right. And I love this. We just got "it's not me" for you as an oracle message. In other words, that ties in so well to learn from your mistakes and to let go, because it's not you. Whether this was business or even if it was in love, in your relationships, I definitely feel this is speaking to your relationships, pile number one, because the justice ruled by Libra, and Libra rules relationships in that seventh house, right? So there's something here where what's being released is this idea that you were somehow to blame, or you were gaslit. Some of you were literally gaslit by people who kind of tried to convince you were the problem. And so you've had to go into your hermit mode, meaning that self-study, that digging deeper within yourself. Scorpionic energy digs deep always for the truth, so that you could learn from your mistakes but not blame yourself for them. Meditation for you is coming up, and I don't know whether you've already been doing that, or if Spirit is giving you a message to do more of that, to tap into yourself. Look at that image there, that harmony. And that is you merging with your higher self, you merging with Spirit. That is very connected to that high priestess energy where you do merge. The high priestess is an energy that has a foot in both worlds. It is the divine world, the world of spirit, and the earthly world. That's what's combining here in that meditation. Those two energies combining together. All right. So that's where you're headed. That's that deeper love that's set off through meditation. And meditation doesn't always require, I'm hearing for some of you, yeah, I try it, but I get distracted, I get bored, I'm not sure I'm doing it right. Meditation is focused intent. It is focused energy where you release yourself. So even if you do a walking meditation, even if your meditation is just more mantras where you speak things out loud, if being still is more of a challenge for some of you, Spirit is saying that's okay. The point is to just keep connecting with Spirit, because you are undergoing this deeper love begins and that chapter ends. You're undergoing a metamorphosis within yourself, within your own soul, that's taking some power back that you lost, or that you feel like you gave up, learning from your mistakes. An animal helper that comes for you is the flamingo. And I don't have the book in front of me. I don't want to slow down the reading, but definitely look that up as far as metaphysical symbolism of the flamingo, or you can look up, you can do a Google search, flamingo animal totem. All right, and get some readings on that. But that is an animal that shows up to assist you during this time of a deeper love, symbolically. And then, oh wow, another message around releasing. Here you had willing release. Here you have release attachments. And I'll read this for you, the message. It says, I'm going to hold it up in case you want to screenshot it. And it says, there's something you need to let go of. It's either a limiting belief. Oh my gosh, we started your reading with that. It's a limiting belief, an untruth, or a negative behavior. It's holding you back, and it's keeping you from stepping into your true potential and happiness. So here again, there may be some self-recrimination, a little bit of resentment around whoever it was, whether it was romantic, business, family, etc. This even could have been parents. But whoever had this sort of authoritative role in your life, you are now taking that role back. You are learning what that role really is. And in order for you to do that, it's not me. Release the attachment to your relationship to authority. Release the attachment that you've had to your idea of whether or not you were capable or you deserved to be the person in charge of the relationship, of whether it is business, personal, family, whatever your relationship dynamics are, any of them that required you to feel like you had to cave in order to get along. But what that did was it did form attachments to your own limiting beliefs or your own ideas about your worthiness. And now that dynamic is what's changing. You have open doors and making plans. A double message on this oracle for you. I'm going to give them both to you. Opening doors and making plans. So making plans, it says chart your course with intention. New moon energy. That's what you do. The future is yours to design and navigate. And your open doors say you have many options. So take your time to choose what's right. All right? Open doors. Because as you release and let go of any guilt, any recrimination. Some of you are like, I knew better. Why did I do that? Da 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 da, kind of getting down on yourself for that. But no, this is all about your open doors. That's what Emperor energy does. This is you becoming the leader and making your plans to open your doors. This is a healing time for you. And Scorpio energy, because it is a water sign, it can be deeply, deeply healing. And tremendously, profoundly healing. And so that's what Spirit wants you to look at. Pile number one is, rather than trip yourself out over the woulda, coulda, shoulda, from the past. This meditation, I'm going to actually put that there with the meditation. It is healing for you. And it is healing structures. Notice that in this card, there's this big, this big structure with the family. I'm going to hold that image up for you a little bit. There's some healing in that image, and there's something for you to relate. These are the structures that have been built in your life by whether, again, it was a job, a career, your family, your home, but it is the structures of your life that you are healing from or that need healing. And here it says the dream temples of ascending in Greece. That is also a part of that hermit energy, because the hermit reflects on the journey towards the temple that is your life, the temple of the reality that you are now creating, that deeper love for yourself. All right. You have a roof, overhead shelter, a protective canopy, and rooftop views. This is a sense of place. That roof feels connected to those open doors. There's literally, you all, pile number one, there's a structure that Spirit wants you to create for yourselves. That deeper love, whether that is something as simple as redecorating your home or building an altar space in your home, or there's something here within the structure, going back to that structure of your life. You are someone who responds well to tangible things around you that you can point to that soothe you. Whether it's pillows, carpet, rugs, fabrics, things that you wear. There's something about you that is very tactile, and you respond. Your senses light up when you respond to things that are around you, things of beauty, even going back to that Justice card ruled by Libra, which is ruled by Venus. This energy of the High Priestess, also a moon energy, new moon in Scorpio, loving what you can see around you, and having doors open to rebuild your structures. And finally, we have a ninja, a master of stealth, a shadow walker. So I think that's Spirit saying part of this releasing attachments and regrouping around understanding you have learned from your mistakes. It is okay. and you don't have to explain it to anybody. That's how the ninja feels to me. Remembering too that the high priestess is also an energy of mystery. The high priestess doesn't always show her hand. She's there to help, but she doesn't loudly announce it. So there's something here where Spirit is saying, in the mystery of Scorpio energy, it's okay. Operate like a ninja, even in your meditation. In fact, they're telling me put that right there with the meditation, because this is your own private restructuring your goals, your life, your home, what you want to build next. Your deeper love that begins is the deeper love, not only for yourself and your opinions, but in a deeper love for your sense of place. Something that brings you joy, stability, beauty. It is something that you are meant to create, something that you've studied or are studying over a period of time with that hermit energy, and a vision that you are executing in that emperor energy. Emperor opening the doors, building the roof on it. That flamingo, I feel like that's being seen in some way. That's a energy of being willing to be seen and standing for yourself in a way that maybe in the past you forgot how to do it. But that's because you had to learn from those mistakes and decide, it's not me. I'm not the one who created this problem. And so there's a willing release and releasing your attachments to it, so you can finally see the truer version of yourself and live that love. And that's what's beginning. It's an open door to something new, a new course of study, a new project, a new design. There's something here that needs to be beautiful around you. There's an actual structure connected to it. All right, pile number 1. I hope that was helpful. That was really powerful. You coming up with all of those major arcana, like Spirit is saying for sure, listen up and pay attention to your instincts and what shows up around you during this new moon period. All right. Okay, we're going to move on now to pile number 2. Those who were drawn to this Egyptian little holder. Ooh, some of my powder came out. All right, so let's see. You have the King of Fire or King of Wands coming out fiery with the star. Beautiful. So right away, pile number 2. The chapter that's ending for you is the part of you that thought something was out of your reach or was taking too long. This feels like a renewed energy. I'm also looking down. You have 2 more tarot here. You have the Lovers and Strength. Wow. 2 major arcana coming back to back with that star on the other deck. And notice Strength is a fiery energy as well. And you got that King of Wands. Some of you may be, or you may be connected to a Leo, or a Sag, someone of a fire sign. You may have a fire sign, sun, moon, or rising in your chart. But there's also, just in terms of an energy, and notice the air, star is ruled by Aquarius, which is an air sign, but Lovers is ruled by Gemini, which is an air sign. So you have fire and air that are combining here. Both of these are masculine energies. Earth and water are receptive. Fire and air are projective. They project. So this is definitely, a chapter that's ending for you, so a deeper love can begin. Pile number 2 is you rediscovering your passion for something. It could very well be a relationship. We know sometimes we tend to go in that direction when we see the Lover's card, and it's easy to do so. But there's a character trait here. There's something where, in order for you to have hope to love again, or commit yourself to something again, there's some character that you have had to build and that you require from anyone else that you're dealing with. You have the uncharted sea. I love that, because the deeper love that's beginning for you after this chapter ends, pile number 2, is taking you into some uncharted waters. There's something here, and that's why you're rediscovering the passion, because this could be something you never considered before. a relationship with someone you never considered, dating before. Maybe it's someone older, younger, outside of your race, whatever that is. There's something where it's different, it's new, it takes you someplace that you haven't been before. And setting your intentions, what a powerful affirmation for a new moon, right? New moon in Scorpio. New moons are when we set those intentions. I think some of you, if you chose this box, you're ready to love again. I'm almost feeling like this is that deeper love message. I always leave room for business and other opportunities in other areas of life, but this does, I have to tell you, this does feel like love. This feels like romantic love. This feels like if you are in an existing relationship, it could be setting your intention to do something that sparks it up and keeps it going and keeps it happy. There's something there where you've learned enough through the strength card about the partnership that you're ready to move forward in a exploratory way, because the star, again, ruled by Aquarius, which is also Uranus. So there's that unexpected change, the uncharted sea. What are you willing to do to either have the relationship you desire, understanding the character that you bring and that you require, or if you're in the relationship, how do you set your intentions to go, okay, what's next for us? How do we keep it loving and excited? Oh, I love this deeper love connection to you. It all begins and ends with you. You know what's kind of cool? The strength card is ruled by Leo. You see the emblem there, right? Ruled by Leo. And Leo is known, ruled by the sun, is known for me first. Leo loves to be pampered, loves to be recognized, extremely generous and giving and willing to make everyone else happy and feel good as well. But part of the magic of that with the Leo energy is making sure that you make them feel good. When they feel good, they will make sure that you're taken care of. So I feel like there's Spirit is saying there's an aspect to this a chapter ending and your deeper love beginning. Pile number 2 is it's all about you right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. Spirit is saying don't feel bad about a little selfishness, because lo and behold, we have some deceit that's in the house. Now, I like that we're seeing this because new moon in Scorpio, Scorpio deals with the truth. Bottom line, Scorpio does not want to deal with the surface of anything. They want to get to the root of it. I think this is something around setting your intentions. Pile number 2 is understanding what the nature of that deceit was, or if you feel that you are currently in something that there's some deceit, it is for you to see that, recognize it, and figure out how you're going to move beyond it. Because you also have the black bear that comes up for you, a very, very protective energy. Very protective energy. And so right now, whatever deceit this is, and again, I feel like this is in relationships, there's your spirit guide, and this black bear has come to say, you are protected. There is a force field around you, whether or not you realize it. And if you tune into that and set your intentions, then if this is deceit that you don't know or haven't identified yet, it will be revealed. And you are protected from that deceit. And for some of you, this uncharted territory is your ability to see yourself and the strength of yourself from a spiritual connection. Some of you are ready to take on your next level of spiritual adeptness is the word I'm getting. Your spiritual power, your spiritual stories. You're ready to go into a form of initiation, meaning you go into a different type of belief about yourself and a different segment of your life cycle. Remember, Spirit's message in this reading, New Moon in Scorpio, was a chapter ends and a deeper love begins. This is a deeper love that you have for yourself so that you can attract a true deeper love from another versus someone who will try to deceive you. All right. There's wisdom that you've gotten. Wow. Talk about confirmation in your message, pile number 2. There's wisdom We talked about this earlier, being a character builder. Your wisdom, you've been here before and you know what to do, and yet you fear disappointing others. The wise choice may not be the popular choice, but choose for the highest good in this situation. The wise choice may not be the popular choice, but choose you. Choose you. Okay? That's your wisdom. Choose you. Some of you in your relationships, past or present, thought that by switching up your own inner knowing to please the other person was the way to go, but instead you found out that it did not, it did not work out that way. And so you're preparing yourself. You want to try again. You want to love again. And you're preparing yourself to do that. And what Spirit is saying is hold on to the wisdom that you've gained. Don't, because this whole next chapter for you, this deeper love, you are going to attract a deeper, more consistent, more passionate and true love. But you can't do that by, you have to set your intentions so that anyone who comes toward you with any intention of deceit, you are protected from that. It repels that. They don't want to deal with that bear. They don't even want to deal with that. And so it repels it. All right. You have harmony's call and souls of balance. Let me hold that up for you. That's what's coming. And it says, the souls of balance, you are to seek equilibrium in love and career, harmonizing your inner scale to weigh decisions with heart and mind. Embrace equality and pursue justice. Keep an open mind as answers unveil your path to balance. There's the Lovers. This is so in alignment with that Lovers card, because that's just it. You are being protected from anyone or someone who has deceived you or would try to deceive you, because for you it is about harmony's call. I'm actually going to put it I'm going to put it that way so the picture is upright. But this is harmony's call and the balance, and a true soulmate, a true partner, a true lover, a true even business partner, if this does feel more business oriented for some of you, is someone who brings harmony and a genuine sense of collaboration to a situation, not just trying to deceive you because they want their ends met. And so that's the uncharted sea, is your ability. There's something coming in for you all, pile number 2, where you're gonna go, wait a minute, can I trust this? Can I trust this situation, this person? This enthusiasm, it looks good on the surface, but is it really going to be okay? Yes, Spirit is saying, because you have the wisdom, you know who you are. You will not compromise yourself. You are protected. And because of this shift and that star being willing to move into the future, being with a sense of, I've learned from the past and now I'm ready for the future. Don't know it all yet, because the star takes time. The star is a progression. It is literally the currents and the waves of life moving forward. All right. But you're setting your intentions to do that. You're saying, I'm willing to go where I haven't gone before. I'm willing to take this journey with passion and enthusiasm because I'm stronger than I used to be. I've gained this wisdom. I know who I am now. And I'm protected. All right. You have transformation. Talk about a scorpionic energy, right? Scorpio, death card, nothing but, transformation, deep transformation. But this is transformation that is also through movement. Notice it shows you the Rumi, the swirling, that swirling dance that they do. Because that's the uncharted sea. And that's the spiritual thing that I was feeling called for you all as well, if you chose this one. There is a spiritual calling over your lives that is deepening at this time, and it feels like it could be something related to movement. It could be yoga. It could be more into the Sufi tradition for some of you if you're interested in that. But there's movement towards it. There's literally movement towards this transformation. And the more you move and free yourself, the quicker that transformation is. You have a ship that's coming in, maritime adventure, nautical journeys, and a sailing vessel. I think symbolically, your ship is coming in, pile number 2. Your ship is coming in. And it comes in direct proportion almost to you setting your intentions and this movement, this dance, this being willing to go in uncharted territory. To if it is dating, if you're new to dating or opening yourself back up to that, it is, don't get fixated on race or what they're doing for a living or all these labels that we put on each other. This could be a very, very different kind of scenario for you. If it's business, same principle. It could be that you're going to move ahead and be ready to stretch in areas that maybe you hadn't previously considered. But it is about partnerships that bring you balance and harmony at all times, and knowing that you are protected, and paying attention to whether people are showing the value that they are placing in you. This is an interesting last card that's come up. Criminal, transgression of justice, prison, parole, or discipline. Yes, this could be a literal situation in some of your lives where there's been some legal issues. For some of you who were betrayed, going back to this deceit, some of you who may have been betrayed and it came out in terms of a divorce, a literal divorce, marriage, where it could feel criminal. It could feel that you were definitely taken advantage of in some way. I also feel like this is, on a symbolic level, it's about saying, pay attention to making sure that things are done right and not imprisoning yourself. I'm going to put that over here with that deceit. Some of you could have been taken advantage of because you got trapped into a situation, and you didn't have the discipline, which now you do because of that wisdom. So there was that, that was that in between stage of just not knowing quite how to take up for yourself in the situation. Some of you could have stayed in something because it seemed preferable to being alone. Or again, there's some gaslighting. I feel like for some of you that happened here, where you may have even been convinced that even though you weren't getting what you deserved out of the situation, you felt compelled to stick in it for this other person. There was some master manipulating going on here. But that is what is, a chapter ends, because this new chapter of this uncharted sea is beginning for you. And the star is a very, very important energy for you all to focus on at this time as you set your intentions, because your ship is coming in, y'all. Your ship is coming in, or you're going out to it. You're going to go meet it with that transformational energy. All right? Okay, I hope that was helpful. That felt really powerful. You are in such a powerful stage of transformation and learning about who you are and what you deserve, and really being comfortable with that. Like, no excuses. I don't have to make an excuse to anyone for having and being treated the way that I deserve, right? Okay. Moving on now, pile number 3. Those of you who chose the Ganesh, breaking up those obstacles. Let's see what comes. You have the Queen of Swords, decisiveness, with the 6 of Water, decisive about how you are moving, how you want things to appear in your life, how, that a chapter ends and a deeper love begins. There's some energy of you evaluating your life up to now, or re-evaluating, remembering Scorpio is a water energy and this is the 6 of Cups. So there can be a wistfulness. Some of you might be in a stage right now during this new moon in Scorpio where you've been a little reflective. You've been a little not so much ready to jump out and take action, but just really taking some time to think things through, how you've done things in the past. Here comes the Emperor with wealth. Really interesting, because you're moving, let me move these over, I'm not ready yet. You're moving toward a new sense of being, a new sense of your power, a new sense of what keeps you stable. what you've worked for, what you've earned, and wanting. This could also be you thinking about the past where you have had that influence in your life through someone, either a partner, a business, something where you learned a lot about how to take care of yourself, how to take care of business, how to build wealth and take care of your home, take care of your body, take care of your health. Some of you could even be in that situation right now where you're faced with that, making your money go further, taking care of your health, remembering certain things about what you learned, how to do it up until now. And there's the rose's kiss for you and releasing toxic relationships. Those just pulled me together, maybe because of the colors. Releasing toxic relationships. All right? Talking about that, a chapter ending. Releasing those toxic relationships for that rose's kiss. Because there's something where you are being called at this time. Pile number 3. To make some decisions and choices. And they may not be comfortable because they've lasted a long time. And so whether this is a job or an actual relationship, a friendship, a romance, but it feels like something that you've been tied to for quite some time. And there's a new element or a new aspect to it that's waiting to come through. Here you have a message of forgiveness. I just looked down and saw that. You have a message of forgiveness. Some of you may be ready to reconnect with someone from the past. I'm not going to ignore that. Sometimes the 6 of Cups does come with regard to a person or situation from the past. Some of you may be reevaluating a relationship that you've had in the past. And it may be that you either there's some work that you need to do to release any lingering impact from that, or there could be some forgiveness that needs to be extended either to yourself or to them. There's wishing here. This is definitely, okay, pile number 3. I'm seeing how this is coming together. This is definitely a chapter ends, so a deeper love begins. This is, you are on the brink of that chapter ending. It has not ended yet, even though the job, you may have left the job or out of the relationship or divorced or there may have been whatever it was. It could have already happened, but the lingering impact of it in your psyche and in your spirit is still there. And that's the part of this chapter that's ready to end now, is to say, it is okay, because the rose's kiss wants to bring this beauty back into your life. That's what that Queen of Air or Queen of Swords is for. She's saying logically, step out of your emotions about this situation long enough to begin to exercise some logic. Tap into your masculine side, that authoritative side that says, I'm okay, regardless to what happened. And there is that wishing element connected to your past, where Spirit is saying it's okay for you to begin to wish again, to renew this energy again, to think about the possibilities with that message of forgiveness. Because the forgiveness frees you up to allow you to receive this kiss. You have the Emperor Penguin. Now, I don't even know what an Emperor Penguin is, but I know you also got the Emperor here. Look that up, please. I don't have the book in front of me. It's in the closet. But please, I'm holding that up for you. You can Google it. The Emperor Penguin. And remember that this has come also. This is definitely around authority over your own. Agency is the word Spirit just gave me. Having agency over your life. Having agency over your wealth as well. Some of you may have been in positions where you were dependent or codependent on someone, or afraid to be that, and so it's kept you from being able to function in a way that feels like it's really flowing, because you've had to be protective. You've had to be protective of toxic relationships. either because you went through them yourself or you grew up in an atmosphere where you witnessed them. But this is all of this potential that's waiting to come towards you. You've got depleted. Wow. You are overgiving and not taking enough time to rest and rejuvenate. Reevaluate your relationships. Release that toxicity. Reevaluate your relationships and commitments, or you may soon risk your health deteriorating in some way. There we go. Depleted. Giving too much of yourself. Because maybe there was a sense of, if this person or this job, this could relate to a job or a person, if it seems like it is essential to your well-being, 10 of wealth, your money, your health, your stability, if you have given up so much of yourself because you feel that this person or this job or this entity is what's keeping you safe, that is what has turned it into a toxic relationship. And so there's this message of forgiveness, because it's not about that you've wasted time or that, that you can't wish for better. That is coming in. That rose's kiss and the wishing is right there for you. It says, embrace the unknown and a cloud of unknowing. Wow. It says, venture into the mystery with an open heart, welcoming the lessons hidden in uncertainty. That's a scorpionic message. And a cloud of unknowing. Float on the clouds of the unknown. Surrender to the mystery and embrace the sacred within. This is so interesting, because it's challenging you, pile number 3, to step out of the norm. The deeper love begins for you because you're willing to step out of the norm. And I'm led to put that over here with this wishing, because it's your ability to step out of and really allowing yourself to hit a reset. That's what this is. It's hitting a reset. I want to see what this says. Abundance. All right. Because this ties directly into all this energy that we've been seeing around your ability to feel safe and secure, and the energy that you've given to something, whether it is a job, a person, a relationship, even your family. But whatever you've been putting out, it's left you depleted. And here's your central energy, is your abundance. The abundance is the rose's kiss. It's coming in for you. Spirit wants you to believe. Embrace the unknown. Maybe for some of you, you may be in a situation where your stability may be questioned, or you're questioning your long-term stability. But Spirit is saying your abundance is right there. That's one reason why you were drawn to the Ganesh, the remover of obstacles, to abundance, being in charge, having a vision for yourself, having that queen of swords, being crystal clear and decisive. I will release toxic relationships that are holding me back from abundance, and it may mean having to embrace the unknown. You have a parking lot. I feel like this is symbolic, a sense of place. Where do you park? When you park, you pause. When you park, you feel that you're in a covered structure and you're safe. Spirit is saying there's something for you all, pile number 3, that needs to be cast aside or set aside or parked to the side for a moment. That's that releasing the toxic relationships. There's something where Spirit is saying you literally need to just park it, relate it to the past, something or someone related to the past that needs to just get parked over to the side. And I love that this parking lot is like it's underground in a tunnel, in the shadows. Like, park it and walk away. And go outside, where it's light and so that whatever is there, this also feels like shadow work, even for some of you. That's the parking lot. It's like, put it aside for a moment. And here you have employee. All right now. So are we getting into, talk about confirmation? Are we getting into something that happened in the work environment as well? Again, from the beginning, I felt this 2 different ways. I felt very strong connections to romance or marriages or partnerships where there was a dependence or a codependence on money and finances to keep things going. But there's also clearly here an image around working together. And on another level, romances aren't just, and marriages and partnerships don't always just, it's not just about the romantic aspect. It is a business. It is about the bills. It is about the savings. It is about the structures, the concrete structures of what keep everything above board. Keep everything good and solid and stable. And some of you have overgiven. You have overgiven either because you gave into someone else's authority or because you had to take over all the authority to get it done because they were slacking. All right. But either way, that abundance is yours. And the support that you need is there for you. That's your friendship groups, even though it comes up in this oracle as employee. But think of that as your support circle, your tribe, your friendship groups. You're the people who, the people who get you and are there for you and are willing to lend you the proper support and advice to lead you to abundance. And that rose's kiss goes so well with that abundance. Spirit is ready to give it to you. There's the wishing for it. Like, stay in that state of expectation. 6 of Cups is, even though it's nostalgic, but it is also hopeful and happy and joyous. And that comes because you forgive the past. You forgive yourself for the past. You park that stuff in the back of the parking lot. Release those relationships. Be prepared to go towards the unknown. All right. Be prepared to go, because you can be decisive at this time. You can trust your mind. There is a part of you through this scorpionic energy, new moon in Scorpio. You can make these decisions from a space of knowing and not just, wishing literally like, I think I want it, but I'm not sure I can have it. There's something more solid here. And Spirit is saying it's safe for you to wish, because your wishes, and if you need to recover something that you've lost energetically, financially, health-wise, that's this rose's kiss. That's the abundance of health, wealth, well-being. Tap back into your enthusiasm about it. Tap back into your imagination of what's possible and let go of the past. Park that stuff way, 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 way away. All right? Okay. All right. I hope that was helpful. I wish you the absolute best during this time, this new moon in Scorpio, and see how it develops. And I will talk to you again real, real soon. Bye.